Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is that working? Oh, there we go. I'm a bit of a walker and a talker. I don't want to be stuck behind there. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Better there? Wow, I've got a favourite saying of mine, which is success leaves clues. And I believe that everybody who's here in the room is already a pretty major success, because this opportunity was obviously open to everybody, all the youth on the Sunshine Coast, and you guys who are here and the adults that are supporting you really made the effort and really stood up today to attend an incredible event that Vicky and the team have put on. And like so many people who buy amazing books and never read them, a lot of people in life, opportunities are presented and they just pass them by. So I just want to congratulate each and every one of you who are here today. Good on you. I can tell you're all going to go on and do amazing things, because an amazing life starts with recognising opportunities and taking advantage of every single one of those along your journey in life. My talk today, I'm sure, will just reinforce a lot of what you've already heard from some incredible speakers. I know Kirk Ashley, and I'm sure he does think he's the best, but I happen to think that our very own Vicky Magic would have given him a big run for his money today as well, with her magic formula. I've heard the $1 million handshake was phenomenal as well. And I really just want to layer and add, if I can, my own story and a few of my hot tips that I've picked up along my life journey. At the moment, I happen to be in real estate, and I run a pretty busy office with about 20 staff. I do a lot of interviewing. I meet a lot of people who come in and are trying to make a great first impression for me when they're looking to join our team. But I've done a load of other things in my life, like you all will go on and probably lead many different careers along the way. I've done everything from become a best-selling author at one point in time and wrote 3 books. That was on my bucket list, and I ticked that one off. I've worked in the fashion industry over in the UK. I had a stint working in Hong Kong, which was somewhere I wanted to live. I've done a lot of travel. I just really, love the idea of giving everything your best shot, and none of us truly know what one opportunity is going to lead to, but I think if you just make a habit at the youngest age that you can of saying yes to opportunities rather than thinking about it all too much and passing it up, just be a yes person. Yes, 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 and give is a surefire way to a pretty amazing, happy, fulfilling life. If you always look to go the extra mile, give that little bit more, you can't help but do wonderful things. So I better click along here. We've already talked far too much about me, so we'll skip on over that. But here's one of my role models, inspirational people. I'm sure many of you will know. Good old Will Smith has done everything from become a famous rap artist when he was young, and now he's in the big Hollywood blockbusters. But he has some incredible words of wisdom that I've used and I wanted to share with you today. But probably my main message is what I refer to as thinking about your energy signature. And Will sums it up in his little quote there. So if you stay ready, you ain't gonna get ready. And that's how I run my life. And what Will means by that is that when movie scripts come past his desk and they need him to be some amazing action hero and fit as a fiddle and on top of his game and able to jump into action at short notice, he doesn't have to think, oh man, I better get myself fit, I better start eating well because I'm going to have lots of energy for this. He's already super fit, he's already eating well, he's already sleeping well, he's taking care of Will Smith so that when those opportunities come, he doesn't have to think too hard about it. It's a simple yes, when do you need me? I'm there, I'm into it. And that kind of energy signature of always being ready, of always being at your best, thinking about when you walk into a room, when you turn up at home and you open the door to greet your brothers, your sisters, mum and dad, or your friends, who's showing up? What kind of energy? We all have days when we're tired and maybe we don't really want to do that. I have it myself. I wake up and you want to hide under the doona cover some mornings, but You've got to have that little voice in your head, that little coach inside that goes, come on, like, let's bring our best to the table. When you turn the handle of a door, it's a really nice little reminder just to think, hey, I might be feeling a bit down, or this might not be exactly what I want to do, but I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to show up as the best version of myself. And those are the people that when they walk in the door of my office now for a job interview, or they're wanting a first step into the industry or something, when I see that kind of energy and that kind of twinkle in the eye that Will has there, I am ready to go, this is somebody that I want to help and I want to go the extra mile for. We've got another great quote there. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Now that's a good oldie, that quote, but it's as relevant today as it's ever been. And making a good impression, I think one of the key secrets, and I'm sure you've heard this from Vicky and many of the speakers as well, is you've got to be yourself. At the end of the day, we can only be incredible at being who we were born to be, not a second-rate Rhiannon or a second-rate Will Smith, or trying to be like somebody else. It takes many of us a long time to come to the realisation that when we just focus on being true to ourselves, quirks and all, embracing the things that are quirky and funny about us, and playing to our strengths, like that's what the world really responds to. Even you see it on Instagram and social media now, that a lot of people are putting that many filters on themselves, and everything that they post is them on the very best day and the very best light with their very best hair. And there's something about that just does seem fake, not real. It's hard to connect to that. Because none of us look like that every minute of every day. So you often find that the posts and things that get the most feedback, the most comments, are ones of people pulling a silly face, having a giggling fit, doing something really dumb, because to be honest, that's real, that's authentic, and there's something incredibly lovable, likeable about that. Just very quickly, one of my team key staff members, one of my favourite people in the world, a lady, I'll just call her Anna for now, I won't name and shame her, but at her talk about first impressions, at her interview when my husband David and I met her at a cafe to have a coffee and a catch up to see if we wanted to take her on board on our team, she ordered a very strange concoction of what was called an apple tea, which came in this sort of plunger contraption. David and I sat with our nice little cups of flat white, and Anna, after a while of trying to tell us how wonderful she was, she went to plunge down this bright green concoction of apple tea to pour it into her teacup, and the plunger just went crazy, tipped over, the apple green tea went all over my husband David. He was just covered in green apple slosh, and the poor girl just looked at us like, oh man, I've completely blown this, there's no way I'm getting this job now. We went home and had a chat after it and just thought, you know what, that was hilarious. What a great girl. We absolutely have to have her on our team, and she's gone on to be a total superstar. So you don't have to be perfect. This is another one of my favourite people. Thank you. John McGrath. So John McGrath is the owner of McGrath Estate Agents, of which I own one of his 100 offices. He's got a million great quotes. I could talk all day with John McGrath inspiration, but the one that he focuses on whenever he is speaking to a room, or if he's having a one-on-one mentoring session with me or my team, is he will always ask us to focus on what's our why? What's our why in life? And I just want to touch on this now because it might seem that it's completely unrelated to first impressions and great relationships, but it's related to every person who leads a great life. Because when you know why you're doing something, and I'm referring to, might be you're trying to get your first part-time job, or you're wanting to do some babysitting around the street, or you're entering the workforce and you're wanting your first real job, all sorts of things. If you know why you're doing it, whether you're working towards some goal that you're saving up for and you're super excited, you've got travel plans, or you want to buy a puppy, who knows? We've all got our things. When you know why, that's where the excitement comes from, and that's where you can really, really get high energy around something. If you're not really sure, it's because mum or dad told you you really should be getting a job, but you know what, you'd rather be watching your favourite shows on Netflix, it's very, very difficult, if not impossible, to make a great first impression, because people can feel it and they know there's just something missing, there's something lacking when they see you and when you talk to them about why you want to do it. So just really get excited about that. There's loads and loads of things you can do, from cutting out pictures in magazines to creating your own vision board, of putting up quotes or visual images of what it is you're working towards that you want. Might be an awesome new wardrobe. You might love sneakers like my daughter Lily, and she just wants to work and get money so that she can have the biggest sneaker collection on the planet, I think. But whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But get excited and find ways to really tap into that, because it'll serve you very well. My final slide today is another Will Smith quote, and it really comes down to kind of work ethic, to be honest. Give it 110%. Turning up, fully present is probably another way to talk about it. Often in life we can be at different places throughout the day, but we're really never fully there, if that makes sense. I guess, you could be at school, one of your lessons, and you're actually thinking about sport that's going to be happening that weekend, or you had a fight with someone at home earlier in the morning that's playing on your mind. It can be hard to be really present, but if you can just try and have a golden rule in life where if you're doing something, you're giving it your full attention, it's incredible. It's like you can get twice as much done in the same amount of time, because you're just laser beam focused and you can cut through and know what needs to be said, what needs to be done. Will Smith is someone who prides himself on his work ethic, and he's got this great little quote that he talks about in his interviews, and the way he puts it is, if there's two treadmills up here on the stage and it was me and Will Smith, or one of you popped up and put him to the test, Will Smith says one or two things is going to happen. Either you're going to get off first, or Will is going to die on the treadmill, as in he will not give up. He will go, he will go, he will go. He will outrun anybody on the treadmill, and he will basically outwork anyone. My time's coming to an end, and I really, as an overall summary of where I've come to in my own life and what I've come to realise, is that Will is the first person to admit he's not the best looking guy for the roles he goes for often. He's not the most talented by his own admission. There are other people that might have more experience in something, but he prides himself on being the one that will work harder than anybody else to do a phenomenal job. And again, I see that with the people that walk into my office looking for jobs and opportunities. It's the ones that have a sparkle. It's the ones that have a certain energy about them that I can tell, wow, they really want this. They're going to go above and beyond. They've got a hunger in their eyes that's beyond the other 10 people that I might have met, that I think bingo, you're the one for me. So again, congratulations everybody for being here today and taking this amazing opportunity. I wish you every success in life, and it's been an absolute pleasure, Vicky and the team, to be part of today's event. All the best.